guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miles and I make book content, and if you're a book lover, join the bestie fam. This week we are going to be reading the book that's been on my TBR the longest. Guys, I'm talking 2+ years. The book has been on my TBR. I decided maybe about 2 years ago that I was gonna stop reading exclusively Kindle books, because I literally used to never collect books. I strictly read Kindle books. I decided that I wanted to collect physical books because I got into like the booktube space, the book talk space, and I was like, you know what? I miss having books. I moved into a bigger house, so I was able to actually like fit the books in a room and have an office. So I started getting physical copies of books again once I got out of the apartment lifestyle. I remember the first time I went to Barnes, like for a physical book, I bought Once Upon a Broken Heart, which literally feels like forever ago I read that. And I got this book. I have avoided it like the actual plague for 2 years because this book is very loved. This book is a very long ass series, and it's probably the oldest book that I have on my TBR. Throne of Glass. You guys know this book is so loved, but it also has so many books in the series, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so like 8 or 9 I want to say. But fun fact, I did read Assassin's Blade. I read it as a prequel. I read it at the beginning of the series instead at the end because some people said to do it that way. I did find that very hard to do because I had no context. If I would have had already read the series, I don't know if that was the best way to go about it, to be honest. However, I started this yesterday, and having read the prequel, I do know who they're talking about when they're referring to some things in this book, as I wouldn't have if I read it in the middle of the series. So I kind of understand why people say that, but going in blind to Assassin's Blade was hard. And it was hard to care because I had no background like I would if I read it before. Does that make any sense, or am I just literally rambling? But anywho, this book has been on my TBR for 2+ years, and I really don't need to be starting any more series, as I say every time I start a brand new dang series. But I've been reading so many bad fantasies lately. I needed Sarah J Maas back in my life. I was like, I need somebody to, I just need a good fantasy. And she always delivers. I know the series is loved by, like, if the series is, everyone's obsessed with the series, there's a reason, right? And like, I know it's gonna be good. And my best friend has been begging me to read this series for so long. So long. And I'm trying to keep it a secret from her that I was reading it, and I couldn't because I was too excited to tell her that I was finally reading it. I'm intimidated. Yeah, I am. There's a lot of books. I'm intimidated. I'm hoping, best case scenario is that I finish this book and I want to read the next one. Best case scenario, okay? I'm like wanting to like this series. So in this video, we're gonna be reading the longest book on my TBR, that's been on my TBR, and that book is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. So come along with me for the weekend. We're gonna have a good old time, and I'm excited to see how I feel about this book and what I think. I haven't been buying that many books lately. Guys, I'm trying to get through my TBR. I have so many books. I'm getting sent so many books. There's so many new releases that I have not read. So I'm trying to wait out like the hype of a new release and then kind of see how people feel about certain books, people that I usually like have the same book taste as, and I'm going to be pickier about the books that I'm purchasing. I'm gonna get pickier about the books that I buy. I know I've said this before, but I am. I got the cutest PR package from St. Martin's Press. I love when they put so much thought into their PR. I did open this already, which doesn't look as presentable as it did when I first got it. Okay, it has an unsave the date. I love a book around a wedding. And it says, unsave the date, Elsie and Derek cordially uninvite you to their wedding. They will not be getting married next week as Derek planned without telling Elsie. Instead, Elsie is going to take her non-refundable honeymoon with her best friend Jenny, who she has never had any feelings for, ... So what if there's only one bed? How cute. Oh! It came with the cutest beach towel. Look on the cover. You'll see this beach towel. It's literally this beach towel. And I love that. Oh my God, my puppy's getting in this and he will make a mess. No, sir. This is the towel. It's such good quality. I will be taking this to the beach. I will be using this towel. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Thank you so much. I literally am obsessed with PR boxes that just like have a theme and have like things you can use in them. And thank you so much, St. Martin's Press, for sending me this. And I love that it's a queer romance, and I cannot wait to read it on the beach. I'm so excited. So excited. I need a beach vacation ASAP. Yes, I do. Reading on the beach, there's nothing like it, guys. So I felt like I had to show you guys that because it was so cute, and there's no better feeling than seeing a book package in front of your house. But honestly, guys, today is gonna be such a chill day. I have so much coming up in the next couple of weeks that this is like the last free weekend I have. So I'm going to take so much advantage of this, and I'm going to read and rot. And of course my puppy is eating this stuff. Guys, it's a few days later. I hope you guys had a great Easter. I know I did. I read a lot of Throne of Glass. I'm currently on page 274. We're definitely gonna finish this today. Holy crap. It's crazy because this book had been on my TBR for like 2 years almost. And I'm loving it. My biggest fear was reading this and not wanting to continue the series. And I can already tell I'm going to want to continue the series, and it's not gonna feel like such a task. I've been craving a good fantasy like this for so long. I've been starved of a like fully, I hate that word, flushed out world building, like where I care what happens to the characters. Like that sounds simple, but it's really not. Where I actually care what happens to the characters. I'm having such a good time. Yesterday I had a great dinner. I completely cleaned out my closet. I completely have a bag of trash that a bag of clothes that I'm gonna give to my sister to go through. And I like refreshed it for spring, and I just want to get rid of like a bunch of stuff. I think I also, maybe I'll go over it with you guys, but I think I want to donate some more books from my TBR cart that have been on there for a while. Like this book I knew I would get to, but there's some books on there right now that I just don't think I'm going to get to. So I will either donate them or list them for sale. I have like a whole thing of books because some of these I just know I'm never gonna read, and they're just sitting there on my TBR cart. I'm like still trying to think of which ones they are, but I'm enjoying myself so much. I feel like telling you guys the plot of Assassin's Blade is actually crazy because everyone's and their moms actually read it, and I'm like the last person on earth. But I posted on Lemonade and about it, and every single person on here is just like, I'm rereading it, I've read it twice. So I'm in such a good mood because I'm actually reading a book that I really like. What a thought. Morning. It literally looks like I haven't even moved spots. No one tells you about, like, when you think of like wedding planning, you think of the things like the venue and the food and stuff, but it's like the little things you don't really think of that are the most stressful, like places for people to stay and blocking off rooms and like Airbnb. I just never have a good time with them ever. And it's so awkward because you're like asking someone to like stay, you're like wanting to stay in their house. And anyway, it's just like in the account, like I've always had issues with them, always. It's like always something with Airbnb. So I'm doing my save dates, so much things that are like the little things with wedding planning, everything like that. So like I booked my makeup trial yesterday, like that, and adulting. Okay, like it's a lot. So anyway, that's why we love having books to escape. So I got to chapter 42 on Throne of Glass, and I'm just obsessed. Like I'm so locked in. I'm afraid to finish this book. I want to say I have less than 100 pages left, and I want to finish this, but I also don't want to finish this because I'm like, I know this book's gonna end on such a crazy cliffhanger, and I'm just going to go to the next one. But I am obsessed with Selena, Dorian, Kale, Cole. I'm so bad with the names. Kale. I'm just so in love with this series, and I don't know why it took me so long. I think I was just super intimidated, but the world, the found family, Dorian, oh my gosh. Like I always feel like people talk about this series but never like talk about details, obviously, because you don't want to spoil it and things, so you can't really say much. But I love that she her character, because she's an assassin, it just wasn't what I expected going into it. I really thought she was gonna be like this like proud bad, like the typical like, you know, female MC in these types of books, and she's just not. And I love her because you just never know what you're gonna get with Selena, and she's an amazing female main character. She is amazing. So anyway, whew, guys. Oh, also in 2 weeks I am running a 8K, which is such a random length, but it's 5 miles. I'm running 5 miles in DC, in Washington, DC for the women's race. And I've made it my New Year's resolution like a year ago to run in a race, and that never happened. So I'm finally doing it. I'm really nervous. I've been training for it, so I think I'll be fine. And the course looks like mainly flat, and it's so pretty. It's like around all the major monuments in DC, so I think it'll be like such a fun run to do anyway. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself. I'm kind of just like doing it to have fun. Like I don't have a pace that I need to hit or anything like that. Like I used to run track and stuff, and I was a sprinter. I was not like a long distance runner. I never thought I would ever be running 5 miles in my life ever. So I try to remember that when I like get hard on myself, or I'm like, oh God, I'm like going, hey, you want to walk or something? I'm like, girl, you literally are running 4 miles to train for fun. Like this is for fun. Like you never thought you'd be here. So that's why I always have to remind myself with things like that. That's my update for today. We're gonna have to work ahead, and yeah. Guys, I got back from my run. I did 5 miles. I meant to film it, and I was dying so bad that never happened. So, but we have lots of updates, guys. I finished Throne of Glass. I keep wanting to say Game of Thrones. I finished Throne of Glass. I'm so tired, I can't think. 5 stars. I loved it so much. Obsessed with the characters, and I love that everybody on my TikTok is just as excited. Like they're more excited for me to read this than I am. They're like, girl, it just keeps getting better. I'm so excited for this. I'm excited to go on this journey, and I'm excited people care that I'm on the journey. I'm like, them being excited for me makes me more excited about it. Now I am listening to A Sea of Unspoken Things. I actually have the physical copy, but in the discourse about it, and people say it's much better to listen to it because it is such a like, it's like a slow book. So the writing is beautiful. Of course, it's Adrian Young. Some people are DNFing it, saying they can't get into it. So I just like want to put my best foot forward and listen to it. And then I got an art copy of the Kindle copy of It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan, and I started that today. And I love Annabelle Monaghan's like writing. This one is about a girl who like desperately wants, I didn't read the summary because I wanted to go in blind, but it seems like she is a girl who desperately like just wants her script to be written, like produced into a movie, because she believes in it so much. She's kind of like this like hopeless romantic, and she's kind of like using this as a way to like finally make it in life. She was a child star that kind of didn't amount to much, and all her like co-stars are all like still famous now and thriving, and she was kind of like the like brunt of a joke in her sitcom show that she was on as a kid. And then like that like her being a child star was like what got her mom through, because they were like so poor. So she like is so desperate and is trying to do all the things she can to get it made. I don't know anything past that, but that's what it is so far, and I'm liking it. So I don't really like reading 2 books at once unless they're like not similar at all, and like A Sea of Unspoken Things and Annabelle Monaghan book is not the same. Also, another update, received a copy of Ransom Canyon. I've seen this all over Netflix, and I guess because it's getting turned into the series, of course they changed the cover. I need to look up what the original cover actually looks like because I've never heard of this book. Obviously it's popular to get made into a TV show, but your girl loves a cowboy romance. It's giving Yellowstone, to be honest, but I don't even think it's a romance really. But Josh Duhamel and Minka Kelly are in it. Take a shower, if you can't tell. Like, I feel like when I do these runs, I like never catch my breath again. Anyway. And I'm gonna then read on my Kindle. I get so excited when I'm like, I feel like being able to go from a physical copy to reading a Kindle is like a treat for myself. I'm like, ooh, I get to read on my Kindle. It's the little things, people. It's the little things. But I had to update you. So much has happened in a day. I'm like, so much has happened. But yeah, obsessed with Throne of Glass. Guys, this is not a drill. Ben found this Texas Roadhouse honey cinnamon butter. Their bread rolls are my absolute favorite. It smells just like it. I will be putting this on my toast today. Does not look that appetizing, but I'm excited to try this butter. It's like the cinnamon butter. Why did that take me so long to get? It does make me miss the rolls, you know what I mean? Texas Roadhouse is like my favorite restaurant. It really is. It's so cheap and it's so good. So I made 3 eggs, and that's a lot of fucking eggs, but I have a meeting in less than 20 minutes, so I'm like, welcome to my book haul. Back from Barnes. How I do it is that I will buy the Barnes exclusive editions at Barnes if they have them. And then if I can find them somewhere cheaper, if I don't want a Barnes exclusive edition, I'll do that. So we pick and chose, people. I did not get out these new releases the day they came out. I waited a little bit. So first we got Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. And I'm obsessed with the inside. This is a Barnes exclusive edition. Next we have The Conditions of Will. And I got Never and never read it because I heard so many bad things about it. So I've heard so many great things about Conditions of Will. And if I didn't hear good things about this, I wasn't gonna buy it. But people have been saying they're obsessed with it. And I love the cover. Something about it. But I tried to find it in the romance section. I couldn't. I found it in the general fiction section, so. And I heard it's not much of a romance. Love her. My friend saw this cover and was like, is she a priest? I'm confused. I'm like, you don't get Jessa Hastings cover, do you? Anyway, so not least, we got Abby Jimenez's Say You'll Remember Me. When I picked this up, someone came in the bookstore and was like, this book's amazing. I love it. And I've been hearing such mixed emotions online, but I've gotten every book in this series, so regardless if I liked it or not, I'd probably buy it just so I can have the whole series. But I got this one as well, so that was my haul, my mini haul. I was gonna get the Fearless by Lauren Roberts, but I don't like the Barnes edition one, so I'll probably just get the normal one. I'll read in Contra. on Kindle Unlimited because I don't really feel strongly about having a physical copy of that. I'm being very picky about the things that I buy physical copies of and the books that I just want to read. So if they're on Kindle Unlimited, if I don't feel that strongly about it, I won't buy it. But these books I feel strongly about. So I have the Barnes membership, and then I had like a $5 off. So I think I got these 3 for like 60 something, which is not bad for 2 of them being hardbacks, if I'm just gonna be honest. So bye. Okay guys, I finished It's a Love Story, and I wanted to give you guys my overall thoughts on it. Okay, I ended up giving this one a 3.5 star, and I was in between a 3.25 to a 3.5, which is freaking annoying, I know. I really did not like this book in the beginning, but you'll see this like ongoing problem that like causes them, Jane, the main character, to go on to this like mission to solve this problem that she has, and I hated that storyline so much. Typical Annabelle Monaghan writing, loved it, beautiful, lyrical. However, I just didn't like this like subplot of this ongoing problem going on the whole time. I thought it was very obnoxious, and I think the book could have really done without it. I saw that she got inspired by Jeanette McCurdy's book, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Makes so much sense in the aspect of her being like a kid star and not really knowing who she is and not really fitting in and things like that, which makes more sense for why she included that in the plot. I thought it was really different from all her other books. I really liked, I said, like the character development in it. I thought it was such a cute, fun book. I just don't know, like her summaries are so vague on the back of the book, so I didn't really know what to expect. And I was like, all right, in the beginning I was like, okay, if we're gonna go like this way the whole time with the plot, I'm gonna hate it. But when I got about 30% in, I was like, okay, I was really enjoying it. By the end, I was kind of like, all right, let's wrap it up. But definitely was not my favorite book from her, but I did have a good time reading it. So that is my thoughts on It's a Love Story. I don't know when it comes out. I think it might come out in May. I have so many fantasy books that I want to read, but I'm not in a fantasy mood. But I don't want another light, fluffy romance, even though this one was like not that fluffy. That's one thing about her books, is that they always have like a deep undertone to them or a lesson at the end. And I always love that because it's just not like all fluff. It's like meaningful. And I wanted to come on here and say thank you guys for spending the week with me. And I am so excited to keep making videos, and make sure you guys like and subscribe and join the bestie fam. And I love you so much.